Now, there's a lot of people out there that are expecting Donald Trump's inauguration to be an absolute clown show, me included. But don't worry, Trump's inauguration planner wants you to know that it's not only going to not be a clown show, okay?
Yeah, they
That
couldn't.
it's
They couldn't. The clowns weren't available. They
they
tried
didn't
to
want
book the clowns, but the clowns, the rates were too high, and a bunch of them were Big Bernie supporters,
Yeah.
and we're like, no, we're not gonna go.
We don't want to sell our services to you. No, no. Trump's inauguration planner wants you to know that instead of being a clown show, it's actually going to end up being a very sensual experience. Well, let me explain. This is from Tom Barrack, who is the leader of the inaugural committee, and he was talking to reporters, and he told them that, quote, what we've done instead for the whole inauguration, instead of trying to surround them with what people consider A-listers, we're going to surround them with, quote, the soft sensuality of the place. That's interesting.
Wow. So they're just gonna play like background porn music and be like, hey guys, feel it. Feel this. Instead of getting all the A-listers that most people get, which by the way, we didn't get them because none of them were willing to perform.
Yeah.
None of them like this guy, so they weren't willing to perform.
I've got more. He said that it's a much more poetic cadence than having a circus-like celebration that's a coronation. Again, interesting turn of phrase there. Circus-like and Trump in the same sentence. And he adds that that's the way the president-elect wanted it. I think it will be contributive, which isn't a word. It will be beautiful. The cadence of it is going to be, now let me get back to work.
He's got a lot of work ahead of him trying to book that show. That's a hell of a task. Trying to make that thing presentable. I mean, how many people turned down that gig? Like pretty much everybody.
Everybody.
I think there's even members of a Mormon choir that don't want to sing for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I remember what's their names. I think Bush. The only act he was able to get was Three Doors Down, which is maybe the worst alternative bar rock band on the planet. And even they're not doing this thing. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I still don't know why they didn't ask the Smashing Pumpkins. But I think they're just not in the know to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Billy Corgan probably would have done it. I mean, he's like, it's so sad.
Yeah, he's a Trump guy. He's
know.
He's brilliant. I mean,
what
Smashing
happened
Pumpkins
to this
are
guy?
brilliant,
But what happened? Like, I loved this guy's music back in the 90s, and Jesus, man, like, he used to be a progressive or somewhat progressive, somewhat liberal at least, and then
I don't know anything about his politics other than recent.
Recently he went nuts and started showing up on Alex Jones' show, and I'm like, are you serious? Like,
and the way he makes his cases is so bizarre.
It's bizarre.
Like, I've watched some of those clips, and after everything he says, and I can't remember verbatim what he was saying, but after everything he says, he goes, "Does that make sense?" And I'm just thinking, no, it doesn't. Why is that? But of course, they're like, of course it does, because you're pro-Trump. But it's like, no, it doesn't make it. What he said makes no sense whatsoever. Like, that doesn't. How did you write Bullet with Butterfly Wings when you have perspectives this bizarre?
I have no idea. It's insanity. But you know what it is?
It is an alien force, not of this world.
That's what it is.
Maybe.
It can't be. I mean, it's not.
It's not human intelligence.
It's not. So you got to put it out there. All right. Not even that guy, has said he was going to perform. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he could get Kid Rock or something. I don't know.
Kid Rock was an obvious go-to. Ted Nugent. Wasn't, that guy's insane. And who? The Beach Boys, but I think the Beach Boys are a little. I don't know if they're necessarily pro-Trump. I know they're Republicans, but I don't know if they're necessarily pro-Trump.
You could be a Republican and anti-Trump, obviously.
Right. So I don't know really where the Beach Boys are at. But
there's establishment Republicans. You've got the establishment Republicans that despise Donald Trump. So it's kind of an interesting. A lot of the weaker ones just bow down to Trump. because Trump he's the alpha male. He's the giant monkey on the hill that, you know, he's gonna throw a barrel at you or something if you get out of line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's,
I mean,
so a lot of them, they bend down, they kiss his ring. So, and thankfully that's the only thing that they're kissing. I hope.
As far as we know.
As far as we are concerned. But again, there's, you know, people, you're right. I mean, nobody wants to do this inauguration. Nobody. I mean, remember the tweet yesterday with the Martin Shkreli thing? It kind of makes me think of, this is what a lot of the people who were approached by the Trump inauguration party were saying. Hey, you want to perform at the Trump inauguration? No, I'd rather eat my own organs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of bands that are itching to play, but they're probably all like white power bands that,
well, you remember,
play really...
I remember there was a...
really bad metal.
There was an 80s metal hairband guy that's massively right-wing, massively pro-Trump. I can't remember his name. So it probably doesn't help at all that I bring it up. But I do remember... this guy, I mean, he's huge, Christian conservative, massive right winger, and I just don't remember his name. And that, of course, means probably that he was inconsequential. But at the same time, I do wish I could remember who he was. But now, there's one more thing Barrack had to say as well. Now, he noted that Trump, well, they don't need celebrities, right? They don't need these Hollywood elitist A-list celebrities to show up anyway. No, we're gonna have a better party, and it's gonna have
celebrity. It's gonna have
blackjack and hookers.
Trump where he is.
It's gonna have blackjack and Russian hookers. No, I'm kidding. He said that Barrack says that Trump. We don't need celebrities because Donald Trump is a celebrity. Quote: "We're fortunate in that we have the greatest celebrity in the world, which is the president-elect."
Fortunate for that, huh?
We're apparently somebody's fortunate for it. But basically, look, my reading of that whole thing is he's essentially saying, "Yeah, man, we got nothing. We got Trump.
Yeah,
it'll be sensual." And
yeah, he had to think outside of the box for it to try to sell it. That's his job. And you know what? The only thing remotely sensual about this inauguration is going to be that you would probably have a better time if you just stay home and jerk off.
And I think we can leave it at that. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.